I bought a game on Roblox that had lost all its buzz to bring it back to life, and I got way more players than the last Roblox game I created. The goal is to see if by updating this dead game's gameplay to current trends, I can relaunch and monetize it effectively, making my purchase profitable. For those who don't know Roblox, think of it as the TikTok of video games. Anyone can launch a game on this platform and start making money from it, and on there, games can blow up or die in just a few weeks. It moves really fast and you have to keep up with the trends. That's why this concept can work. If we start with an existing game, we're going to save a lot of time. To find the most relevant game to buy, I'm going to use a special tool.
Roblox, il y a toute une économie
Happens behind the scenes and players don't notice it. It's the acquisition of games. You have to understand that the big studios on Roblox are loaded with money. Like really. I mentioned this in my previous video, but last year, Roblox paid almost 1 billion euros to developers. That's huge, but the reality is that the vast majority of games, well, they don't generate much, so creating a successful game is risky. We spend a lot of time creating games and mechanics, but they can flop if players aren't interested, so having money lets you quickly buy games that are gaining popularity. We'll let independent developers test out ideas, and as soon as a concept starts to break through, and we spot it, well, we pull out the checkbook. We're sure that the concept is already validated by the players. All that's left is to invest in advertising and provide updates to grow the player base and make it profitable. Also, once I release this game, we'll likely get buyout offers from other studios. I didn't realize that before. I'm sharing this to show that developers often get buyout offers. More importantly, I want to introduce a tool big studios use to find interesting games. The idea is that it tracks everything happening on Roblox every second so that we can then sort the existing games according to our criteria. So as a buyer, I'm going to use it to look for games that have had a lot of plays but have 0 players online today. In other words, games that have already been successful and might have potential but are now dead. Ouch. Finding games that fit these criteria is easy. There are tons. It's a real graveyard. I chose around 10 and contacted the developers via their Twitter or Discord from their Roblox profiles until someone responded. It was the game's strongest simulator. I'll show you the game in 30 seconds and you can guess the price the developer wants for it. It's a simulation game, part of a trend with simulators for everything. This one is set in a gym. Visually, it's really nice, and on top of that, there are lots of assets, menus, SFX, even music included that we can use. It saves a crazy amount of time. And the idea is that you can build muscle by using a machine. You can unlock other machines as you get stronger, and the stronger you get, the more you'll be able to take on the bosses that are here. A boss fight is a minigame, as you can see, and if you win, you'll get trophies that appear right there, and these trophies let you access other gyms. How much do you think I'll have to pay? So, to recap, for 100 euros, you'll give me all the code for the project? Yeah, that works for me. Okay, awesome. Send me your PayPal. Just asking, but do you do invoices or not? I need to look into it. I've never done this before, so I've never sold a map. So, you've never been contacted? I've been contacted plenty of times, but selling? No. Okay, well go ahead. This would be a first. Considering the time he spent making this game, 100 euros is nothing. But now, with 0 players, it's no longer earning him anything. He's likely moved on to other games. Still, it's profit. Anyway, here's his game on Roblox Studio. The engine for creating Roblox games. I love it. Thinking back to when I last made a Roblox game, just building the basics was the easy part, honestly. The game we got, well, by definition, doesn't work. Now I have to put my team on it to develop gameplay that could really take off. You'll see that we went really far. I thought we'd just make a few changes with this concept, but the result is really cool. One pretty obvious thing, especially with the assets we have, is that we're going to stick with the gym theme. But be careful, don't think it's super niche and that it'll only appeal to bodybuilding fans. On Roblox, it doesn't work like that at all, especially since, fun fact, I won't spoil too much, but at one point, our game will have 45% female players. On Roblox, there are games on every theme. Honestly, people don't really care about the theme. What interests them is whether it's fun and makes them want to come back. That's exactly where the problem is with the game we bought. The game's longevity is pretty poor, and it gets repetitive really quickly. Well, while digging around, I saw that there's a type of game that's trending right now. It's the games with light building mechanics. Instead of making a simulator where you work out in a gym, couldn't we make it so you can build your own gym by buying equipment? I'm especially thinking of this game I found. I'm not going to give you a full presentation because in any case, we're going to take inspiration from it. But just so you know, the idea is that here, we have a conveyor belt with random boxes passing by. We can buy them and place them to open them. That lets us get a random machine. You can then place this machine in your bank. It's a bank to earn money. And then you can buy even rarer boxes. I'm talking about a bank, but here's what the machines you place in this bank look like. It makes no sense. It makes no sense. At the same time, that's what players love. The machines get rarer and more crazy. Well, there you go. We're going to do that again, but in a bodybuilding version. My team and I discussed it and decided the best strategy is to start with a blank world, letting us recreate the gameplay I showed you, and then to copy and paste the assets and mechanics we like from the game we bought. Here's what it looks like for now. We've added some floors and a conveyor belt. If I show you the entire coding process in a time lapse, since it's not very visual and a bit lengthy, you'll see our first boxes appear on the conveyor with different rarity levels. We can place and open them. We have a great random system that decides which machine we get. The rarer and more expensive the box we buy, the more likely we are to get rare machines that earn a lot. It's an infinite progression like Cookie Clicker for those who know. We also added the well-known building system to place these machines. We can already place them on the floors, which will be unlockable later. They generate money you collect with a collect all button, which appears at the bottom left. We added this button since, on Roblox, things need to be easy for players. They really don't have as much time as you do. To help you visualize more, we're going to have some fun adding a structure around these floors. Well, we're not going to overthink it, we'll model it quickly right in the editor. And we intentionally make it an open structure because the goal is for players to be able to see other people's bases on the map, to compare themselves or even to flex. To finish the base of the game, as you can see, we've added an elevator system to move from floor to floor. So now we officially have a gym in Roblox. Well, I'm not going to show you every single mini development step, but something interesting and super important to keep in mind is that when you're developing a game on Roblox and you want to reach a very wide audience, you have to develop mobile first. That means your game has to be just as optimized on PC as it is on mobile. Yeah, the majority of Roblox players are on mobile. That's why Roblox Studio is really well designed. They let you emulate a mobile interface. And in this case, it helps us adapt the building system. You'll see that the satisfying part is when we put the game elements I bought back into this base we made. That will let us finish the game super quickly. First, I need to show you some viral and essential game mechanics. I'm going to show you 3 mechanics that I think are viral. These are things that weren't in the game we bought, even though today, almost every game has them. Number 1, I think you'll relate to this, we're going to add rebirths. Yeah, it's a classic. You can see it as a tier system that you unlock when you reach a certain amount of money. And it lets you unlock rewards like new boxes to buy on the conveyor belt or an extra floor for your gym. But in exchange, well, it resets your money. That's it. We want to progress, to have lots of floors and machines so we can flex in front of the other players on the same server as us. The second system is offline earnings. This time, the goal is to get players to come back. The gym machines generate money for us to collect. The goal is for the game to keep accumulating money from them even when the player is offline. This way, when they log back in, we show a window displaying their earnings and letting them collect. Thanks to that, the person wants to come back to the game because they know that when they log back in, they'll be able to buy lots of boxes and items in the shop. And we're even going to highlight this feature in the game's icon by putting earn offline. That way, the player sees the icon in their recently played games and it makes them want to come back. Finally, the third mechanic I wanted to show you is designed to maximize playtime. At the bottom left of the screen, you can see the money you have. We're introducing play tokens, a second currency earned only by spending time in the game. And look, if we take a closer look at the game's shop system here, we have access to a special play tokens shop. It lets you buy boxes with this special currency, so it makes you want to keep playing or go AFK, and for our stats, well, that's great. We have the gameplay loop we wanted, and it's satisfying. Now we can start the copy-paste stage with the game we bought. In Strongest Simulator, we trained on machines to boost strength. I like this feature of using your own machines, so we brought those variables back on screen. We have muscle strength and leg strength here. I'll explain their purpose soon. Players use these machines to train stats. A dumbbell machine boosts arm strength, and a treadmill type machine will increase leg strength. And as you might expect, the rarer and more expensive the machine, the more it trains. It's a pretty interesting twist because it keeps the player engaged.
Donc il attend que des boîtes rares apparaissent.
But there's also a second benefit. We've copied the boss and minigame system from Strongest Simulator. Right here, there's an area on the map with 3 bosses at 3 different difficulty levels. These bosses reset regularly and can only be fought once. You need enough strength, shown here, to face them. Then a minigame starts where you fight the boss. I think you remember this game. It also gives you a free extra box at the end, which is helpful. I won't list everything, but we've taken many other elements from the game. Whether it's the menus, the shop, 3D models, or animations, honestly, if we had to remake them ourselves, it would have cost way more than 100 euros in terms of time spent, and all of that gives us a really cool game. All we have left to do is add a bunch of machines, what the heck, and create a nice playground. We're going to try to do that really quickly, and then we can officially release the game to see if it gets picked up by the algorithm. I'm really looking forward to it. To extend the game's lifespan, we need to add many machines and boxes. I'm showing a time-lapse of the models we've created. Not just because it's satisfying, but mainly to show this is the longest step. You must do everything manually using reference images. We used a simple Roblox-like style, but adding many different machines and boxes takes a while, especially since we also enjoy animating them. We can use Roblox Studio's animation system to quickly create movements. Unfortunately, few machines from the base game could be reused. Lastly, we have to create icons for each machine. That's what what will be visible in the player's inventory at the bottom of the screen, in the wheel that pops up when you open a box, or even in this menu, the index, which lets you see which machines you found and which ones you still have to find. I'll show you some examples of WTF machines we've built, including ones in gold, lava mode, and beyond. Yeah, I'm a bit embarrassed, but well, we adapt to Roblox's code. If you want to see everything we've done, you can log into the game and open the index if you're interested. Now we're just one step away from showing you the final reworked game. Basically, now we need to improve the terrain where the bases are and make the menus, that's all. But listen, I suggest I get back to you as soon as we finished all that so you can see the final game. There you go, we've officially gone from this game to this game. The concept of buying a game and reworking it, maybe we went a bit too far. The game has really changed a lot, and at the same time, I've never been so confident that a game could succeed. We took all the elements that work, we simplified the gameplay as much as possible, with speed pads to move around quickly, buttons to teleport, and above all, we put in-app purchases everywhere. First, because the idea is to see if I can make back my 100 euros, and honestly, with the time we spent developing, it would probably need to bring in several thousand euros for us to break even. But also, and you'll see, I'll explain how the Roblox algorithm works in a bit, and as you might guess, it's an important metric. The more money your game makes, the more it's promoted because Roblox benefits from it. This can be very profitable. I showed this step in my last video. Posting a Roblox game is like uploading a YouTube video. You pick a name, here, your gym, or ta salle de sport in French. We've also created several thumbnails to display. The algorithm will test them and show which generate the most clicks, so we keep only the best. By the way, it's very interesting, on Roblox it's not really the most aesthetic thumbnails that are the most effective, as you can see from the results we got. You can pause if you're interested. The thing is, if we stopped here, our game would probably have 0 players for 1 or 2 weeks, because of a very simple thing that I'm going to explain to you. The Roblox algorithm is special. On TikTok or YouTube, when you post a video, your video is quickly tested with different users to see if they like it and if it finds its audience. And if that's the case, it will get views quickly. On Roblox, it takes much more time. First, as I can show on our dashboard, Roblox gathers many statistics, including playtime, which tracks how long players stay in your game. Day 1 and Day 7 retention means what percentage of your players come back to your game on the first day and a week later. The percentage of players who pay, but also how many Robux a paying player spends on average. Then, on top of that, Roblox will try to recommend your game to the category of people most likely to spend time on it, or even to pay. It takes into account the person's age, gender, preferences, and so on. However, gathering this information is time-consuming. The problem is, Roblox needs these stats to understand your game and promote it in the algorithm. But if you're not in the algorithm, you don't have any players, and therefore you don't have any stats. To get stats, the standard way is to pay for advertising. Right now, I'm setting up an ad where I'm going to spend $28 a day for 2 weeks so that Roblox artificially promotes your gym. And to show you how crazy it is, as soon as we started advertising, we regularly hit peaks of 200 players online, and even on average, there were 50 players connected. It's really awesome. Honestly, we were surprised by how many players we attracted, but it's still not enough. While Roblox reviews our game, we need to make a strong impression and aim for the best possible stats. If I go back to the charts I showed you at the beginning, you can see visually that the stats look good when they're green, so we need to maximize them, so every day we're going to make micro changes based on the stats we have. For example, we changed the prices in the shop, or even we added a tutorial at the beginning of the game. We tracked the percentage of players leaving at each tutorial step to optimize it. 7 days later, we released an update with new machines to unlock and new features. The loyal players are happy and the game seems active, especially since, look, there are leaderboards in the game where you can see the players who are really grinding, and there are some who really grind. There's a guy who played more than 5 whole days in just 10 days, and considering Roblox kicks us if we're AFK for more than 15 minutes, well, I'm speechless. One last thing we did, which is almost mandatory these days if you make a Roblox game, is to create an event. We made an event where people could sign up and it would send them a notification to log in when it started. There were 1,500 people interested. And I took advantage of this event to announce my game on my Discord. I also did a live stream on YouTube where I tested it. Obviously, it was also to get some extra publicity. Wow, there are so many people. You guys are quite a crowd. Some mechanics are really addictive. That guy farmed all the gold machines. This box has the poop mutation. See, he has toilet. Modestly, normally it's Fenta's game. Let's go. It's the apocalypse. The water has turned into lava, we have apocalypse robots, and there are meteors falling on the map. Honestly, it was so much fun. The game has now been running for 2 weeks, so I can finally tell you if it worked and how much money it made. We're going to talk about stats, money, and even the fact that some studios have contacted us. It's crazy. It's already interesting, but just think that this video has the potential to make it blow up even more. Imagine the visibility it's going to bring. As usual, I'll post an earnings recap in 30 days on my Discord server. Try the game using the link in the description. There's still plenty I haven't shown. And to try to get some really cool stats for once, we made it so that if you click on this icon in the game, scroll all the way down and enter the code AWIN here, you'll get a coach AWIN that I'll let you admire and you can place him in your gym. It's very egotistic statistical. But anyway, the numbers. In 2 weeks, 80,000 unique players tried the game and 9,000 favorited it, which is impressive. However, all these players were from the 220 euros I spent on ads. Or from the YouTube live I did, which brought us up to 440 concurrent players for an hour and a half. If we zoom in on this graph, we can see where the players are coming from. Home recommendation corresponds to the Roblox algorithm, and we can clearly see that we're not being promoted by the algorithm for now. It's still collecting data. We'll still take a look at what we've earned, but keep in mind that it's only when the algorithm starts boosting the game that we'll know if the game will succeed or not. But the good news is, if we look at the graph showing how many impressions our game is getting in the algorithm, since yesterday as I'm recording this, the game is finally starting to take off. With the algorithm and this video, the next few weeks will shape the game's future. I'll share another recap with stats on my Discord in 30 days. With passive income from Roblox based on player count, we earned this much Robux, converting to this amount in euros. With in-app purchases, we earned this much Robux, which equals this amount in euros. And well, there you go. You can see that it has the potential to flop or to go really far. The video is published. We'll see what happens. This was Awen. Bye.